Again, I'm back to my art journal again today, and I love this picture that I did earlier, and so I've decided to use the same colours from the Kuretake range. I've got Prussian blue, a turquoise blue and a yellow ochre, and I'm going to do a similar design on this side using again a 1/2 inch flat brush. And I'm just going to make some shapes on the page. So I think I'm going to just bring this paint out here. Just slightly different shapes today, but that's okay. Utilising the same colours just because I love the way this worked with the gold. I thought that really worked really well. So whether I'll be able to get something that looks as nice as that, it's doubtful, but it doesn't really matter. I just enjoy the process. So this is the same colour, the turquoise blue. It's just a little bit more watered down there, and then I've just gone back in to get a slightly darker blue there, and then I'm just going to use the Prussian blue. Just drag the paint round. I'm going to put a bit of the yellow ochre in here. Let that spread around. And yellow and blue makes a greeny colour. And then I'm going to get the turquoise blue, dragging it around. Not worrying that I've got a bit of paint on the page. I think that's fine. I'm going to move down to this section and do something very similar, just in reverse. Dragging it round, grabbing the yellow ochre. I'm not even worrying about washing my brush at times and create a bit of green, so that's fine. Got that darker blue here, bringing that round. Just a band of colour there, and the paler blue again, sort of turquoisey blue, bringing that round. I love this paper, it's just so textured and lovely. So you really have to put a lot of layers in there to get the colours that you want. So now I'm going to go with a yellow ochre, partnered up with a bit of Prussian blue, I think. See what that looks like. Oh, right, that's made a lovely green. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry. I've decided that I'm actually going to mix these up a bit. So I'm just getting my wet paintbrush and getting these to sort of mix. I just thought that might be quite nice. Do the same here. Dragging the wet paintbrush across the two paint bars, and they sort of mix in the middle but are less saturated, so you get a band of pale colour in the middle there, sort of a rainbow kind of look. I really quite like that. I think that's worked really well. What do you think? Right, now I'm going to let it dry. Once your painting's dry, grab some paint pens or felt tips. I've got paint pens here, and I'm just making some marks across the page. Just some Art Deco little half circles here. I'm using blues and golds for my picture, but you might want something drastically different just to make it pop off the page. And then following the contours of the paint marks, I'm just making some lines across the page, just following that paint. I've chosen a paler blue for the Art Deco marks in the right hand bottom corner, duplicating the patterns I've already made. I've got a thick nibbed paint pen here, and I'm just going around the contours, trying not to go over that paint mark that I've already made, the paint pen mark, and just making it shading really. It's just highlighting that area there and doing the same on the next line. Using a gold felt tip pen here and shouldering the other side of that blue paint pen mark. Again, trying hard not to go over it. I just want to make it look a little bit different on that side. With the same gold felt tip, I'm just drawing out a little plant here in the left hand side, holding the pen lightly between my fingers just so that I can sort of drag it up and let it taper off at the ends. Making some more marks with that thick nibbed white paint pen here. Just doing it here on that right semicircle initially, and then I'm going to want to put that up and feed those marks through to that left top semicircle. I need a more pronounced look. I looked at the gold and thought, well, I can't really see that. So I've grabbed that blue paint pen again and I'm just outlining those gold lines. I think that just makes it pop out a little bit better. You can really start seeing those shapes. I hope you like this. If you like this, maybe you'll consider liking and subscribing, or maybe you'll leave me a comment. Let me know how you get on or what's happening with you. Okay, so enjoying the process here, just doing this little outlining just makes the world of difference, I think, if you look at that. This paint pen is a little bit dragging the paper. I think the pulp of this paper is very soft. So if you are putting your pen onto it, you will find that it does drag slightly. So you might have to go over your marks a couple of times to just cover that drag mark up. Adding some more white marks there just for a bit of a continuous flow through the painting. The marks just sort of draw your eye through the painting from the bottom right through to the top there. And now you can see the finished product. I think it's worked quite well. I quite like the texture of this paper and you can really see that texture there. And I like the calmness of this painting. It's as though you're swimming in the sea. I hope you've enjoyed this. I've thoroughly enjoyed, and thanks for spending your time with me. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.